Welcome to Rangersradio. John is on the show tonight. Is our mucker Albert? How we doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Aye, brand new, mate. Aye, good to be on. Still buzzing for the Michael Beale train. Beale's Bears are Danish proud, mate, and you know we're getting that winning feeling back, momentum. I'm enjoying watching the team. I'm happy with the new signings. Give me your thoughts on Michael Beale and your new signings in the team so far, mate.
Oh, the same as you. I mean, delighted with Beale. He's got a plan, and he's sticking to it. The signings are a good example of that. He knows exactly what he wants, and he's going to get the players. We might not have them in but we're going to get the players that we actually require to play the system that he wants to play. So I'm perfectly happy. We're getting results, pretty, but that's not always down to Rangers. No, I mean that's no. I mean, the game on Saturday there, I watched it back again, and we didn't play as bad as I actually thought at the beginning. We really did. We actually played a bit better than I actually thought. So, I'm happy. I think we're heading in the right direction. I don't know how you feel about
that. Aye, 100%. If you think back to where we were, it seemed to be a team that was, going nowhere, mate. We were all worrying, and trying to understand where Gio was taking it, etc. And it looked like a team that had no, system, a team that had no plan. We were just going through the motions, and it's just been an absolute incredible turnaround.
Don't get me wrong, Paul. I agree, but we've still got the same problems. Don't get me wrong. We're not trying to kid on that we're 100 times better than we were. We're just playing a wee bit better, and we're getting a wee bit more committed to it, as it were. But we've still got the same problems. But Beale will eventually iron all them out. And they're only getting ironed out by players, mate. There's no doubt about that. We need an influx of new players. There's no doubt about that. But I'm quite happy that we're actually doing something about it now. You know what I'm saying? Whereas before we were just keeping on talking about the same thing over and over and over again. But now we're actually getting somewhere. I feel it. Do you feel that? I feel we're getting somewhere now.
I mean, the building blocks, when they added Cartmel and they added Raskin, that's his young guys. And then, like I've said before on the show, he's getting a tune out of guys who probably thought were, finished at Rangers. And I'll use an example like Glenn Kamara. I think, when I look back to the Hearts game, I thought Glenn Kamara's played his best, game in the Rangers jersey for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the Ross County game, it was a tense Scottish Premiership victory at Ross County. It ensured Michael Beale's side continue to build momentum. As we cut the lead at that point to 6 points, and I was happy with that because again it puts the pressure back on them.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, the same wee mistakes. Jordan May gets the equaliser, the cancels out Tillman's opener, and it's Strand Ibrox before Bonner deflects the free kick. Extended Beale's unbeaten run. As he started the Rangers boss, mate, you can't ask for any more than that. I think, as I keep saying on the show, Beale finds a way, and this team finds a way to get results, mate.
What I see is, as I say, we've still got problems. There's no doubt about that. You need to line them up and prioritise them. For my mind, the biggest problem we've got at the moment is we need to get Cholak and Roof into the team. We need to get them fit and get them into the team. It's a priority. We must get them two fit and into the team. That's where the biggest problems lying at the moment. Then we'll get the goalkeeping problem. We'll solve all that as we go along, but you need to prioritise all the problems. You can't solve them all at one time. But that one is a big problem. I think if we get they two into the team, that will alleviate a lot of the game problems that they've got. No, I mean they'll get into the right position, score the goals, and that's it. And then that's a good foundation. That's us on our way now. I don't know how you feel about that, but I definitely see them as two key players.
I think where it started for me under Beale, mate, I think to get that steady back four. I think when he got, Tav, even though he was still playing injured, he got Golson back, Davy came back into the team, and Borna has been you know, the back four's pretty much been there, and I think that gave us a foundation, and you can see their understanding growing week on week, and I think that's helped the team also go forward because they know they've got that back four who are, in my opinion, playing a lot better than they were under the previous manager. I think that's part of the building blocks that we're talking about. And when it came to the transfer window, I know there's a lot of guys on here who are looking for a goalkeeper and certain other positions to be filled. But I don't think, in my opinion anyway, mate, I don't think the goalkeeper was a priority in the January transfer window. I think that was definitely one for the summer. I think he's realised. I think he's realised, what we can make by today too. I don't know what your thoughts on the defence so far, mate, but I think the defence has been the start of the building blocks so far.
You know yourself, you've played football, you play at a higher level than me, Port. You know yourself, you're going to build a team, you start at the back. Everybody knows that. It's no rocket science. You start with a goalkeeper and you work your way out. You start trying to do it any other way. All you're doing is papering our cracks, and you're bringing players in like we've brought Cantwell and that boy Raskin. You're not giving them a fighting chance. Tillman, you're not giving them a fighting chance to do their jobs if you've not got that defence sorted out properly. With Davis in the team and Big Golson starting to play a lot better, makes a difference. The two fullbacks are the two fullbacks. I mean, they're not my cup of tea. Defensively, they're all right offensively at times, and I'm not saying they're brilliant offensive. They're all right, but defensively, I don't like them. I mean, there's Barisic, for example, caught again blindside. I don't know how many times that boy gets caught blindside. It's madness. It's sheer and utter madness. I mean, all it does is to be aware of who's running about you. That's all it takes. There's nothing hard to solve the problem, but he keeps getting caught, players running on blindside him all the time. I don't know many goals have lost that way with him. But that sort of thing, Tab's just not a good defender. Great going forward, but not good. He just isn't, mate. Somebody's forgot to tell him to give him the defensive book. You know what I mean? They just want him an offensive book. And well, I just got up that wing and you'll be fine. Which in normal leagues and in normal teams, I suppose is, but no for Rangers. Rangers is a different animal altogether. But again, he's done a lot of good work going forward. He scored a lot of goals and there's pluses there. But I still think fullback's primary job is to bend. And if you get your back four solid, hard to score against, the rest of the team falls in. It'll just dovetail in nicely. But if you've got players charged about back and forward, covering fullbacks, I don't get it. I don't get why you're sacrificing midfielders to cover defenders who want to go up and attack. Why does the midfielder just not go up and attack, and the fullback step up maybe 10, 20 yards into midfield when he has to? It's crazy. I don't get it. I know I'm not a tactical genius. I know there's a lot of tactics involved in this, but it doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. But anyway, that's just my way of looking at it. If you get results and win leagues and cups and all that, why change?
I mean, they are the modern day fullback, mate. I mean, if you look at fullbacks throughout the world, and I'm going to use two examples. The boy Trent Alexander-Arnold, who couldn't get in the England team because defensively he's very poor. So Kieran Trippier obviously in front of him. Dani Alves at Barcelona was the same. Superb going forward. A lot, offensively, absolutely fantastic. But going back away, like you're touching on, mate, the defensive duties were not the best, definitely not. I'm with you, and the last time I was on the show, you probably remember me saying this. I would like to see my defending and allowing guys like Cantwell, Tillman, Hadji, Ken, Sakala, all doing that job, providing the striker or strikers, depending on how many he wants to get in the team. That's what I'd like to see. That's what I pay my money to see. I want to go on the edge of my seat and watch my creative, players, the guys with magic in their boots, go and create and go and split defences, make that magic pass.
It's like the Cantwell goal, pass and Saturday there, mate. That's a good example. He's just a football brain. Just skips by the guy. We not make for Alfie. Campbell gets it. He needs to get by the guy. He just moves the ball enough to get by him, and then you can see him looking up and going, "There's no use battering this low across the box," which Risa Caller and Alfie and Kent, the odd day Barisic did at Tavernier there. He looked up and just seen where he is, and a wee chip takes about 3 players and the goalkeeper out of play. Bump, here he goal. Simple, mate. If you've just got that kind of brain, it's simple. When you see it done, you're going, I could do that, but could you really? Let's be honest about it. No, everybody can do it. It all happens in split-second time, and you've got to have that type of football brain, and that's what I like. That's what I talk about football intelligence when I'm talking about these type of players. They've got football intelligence. There's no doubt about it. They know their job and they know what they're to do. It's like when you put Tav in the same position. I mean, it's great that he's up there, but he's not got a clue how to do that. Look up and carry it out, execute that pass. He can't do it. He's not got the finesse to do that. But anyway, that's just my opinion on it. I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just saying that's what I like.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing, I call it the footballer's IQ, mate. And when you've got guys like Cartmel, Tillman, Kent, they clearly have a footballing IQ that's sometimes beyond players, and sometimes your players don't, see the pass that Tillman and these guys like Cartmel make, because they're head and shoulders above them when it comes to their footballing IQ. I'm going to ask you, Albert, in regards to Goldson and Davies, how impressed have you been with they two at the centre back? Since two experienced centre backs, we've not got Sands alongside. My opinion was a lot of times when Sands was alongside Goldson, or Goldson had young King alongside him, he couldn't really concentrate in his own game, because I don't like to use this word, but he was babysitting, and too busy worrying about their games. But since Davies come into the team, he doesn't need to babysit Davies because he's an experienced, championship level centre back. I think we're seeing the best out of the two of them. So what's your thoughts so far on Davis and Goldson, mate? Do you see an improvement?
Oh, I see that 100%. For Sands and Kings, I mean, it's night and day. It's absolute night and day. Don't get me wrong, they've still got their faults. Every player's got their faults. There's nobody perfect. But they're definitely, they dovetail nice. They dovetail into each other quite nicely as well, and they read each other's games. I like Davis, but he's reading of the game. He's clever at reading the game, and Big Goldson's getting better as well. But as you say, to be fair to Goldston, he had umpteen partners at one time, and it's no easy. It can't be easy, I mean, you're trying to understand each other, and you're trying to understand what to do and what not to do, and the strengths and weaknesses of your partner. But if you're getting a different partner nearly every week, it's murder. It must be really difficult. But I see a big improvement. I like the two of them now. I do. And I wasn't a Goldston fan, don't get me wrong. The reason, and I always say about Goldston, I'm not a Goldston fan for the simple reason that he gets into these wee melancholy moments. You know what I mean? He occasionally still does it. Let the ball bounce, for example. You go, don't do it. Don't let the ball. Gets yourself into a pickle just by letting that ball bounce. And you notice Davis, he never lets the ball bounce. It's just the way it should be. Don't let that. No defender should let a ball bounce. You're just asking for trouble if you let it bounce. You do everything to get to that ball before it bounces. And if that means put it in row Z, we'll put it in row Z. I don't care, but don't let it bounce, because it goes 70-30 in favour of the forward as soon as you let it bounce, in my opinion. I don't know what you think of that, but that's the way I see football. Simple. It's just simple, mate. But getting back to your question, mate, I like the two of them. I think they're playing well together. They're still covering for fullbacks that are out of position most of the time, but aye.
I think that's one of it's one of the football fundamentals, isn't it? You get it at school level, mate. No matter what level you're at, you never let the ball bounce. You attack the ball. If it's in there, you go and attack it. You let it bounce, you give that striker a chance. You're giving him a chance. And before you know it, that's you're 2 or 3 strides behind him, because he's got the run on you. He's off, and that's what causes the danger. But I must say, one thing that does please me about Davies, mate, his reading of the game has been outstanding. and I'm yet to see him being beat in a 1-to-1 duel. I've not seen him being caught either side, other than when any balls has been played down the left side of him or the right side of him. He's covered very well. He covers well for Borna. So I think we've unearthed a wee gem there, mate, in my opinion, for the price we paid for him. I was worried about his injuries, but he seems to be getting over that now, mate, and I think we're starting to see a steady back four. As you said, we touched on earlier on, the building blocks are finally taking place. So aye, that's a squad of defence, mate. So I'm with you. I'm happy with what I'm seeing so far.
Yep, definitely, mate. It's heading in the right direction. Don't get me wrong, but I think we need to upgrade the fullbacks, but that's no a priority, mate. That's just saying in the future we'll definitely need to upgrade them. Don't get me, I think we'll go one anyway. I think the wee boy Yilmaz will be a good player. Again, I've no reason to say it because I've only seen him like the rest is glimpses of the boy. So I've no reason to say he's going to be a brilliant player or anything like that. But I think he is going to be a good, I'm hoping he's going to be a good, put it that way. But what I've seen of the boy, I like.
I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. I remember the Kilmarnock game, and I remember the Cup game as well. And you've seen a couple of touches again, football and IQ. Some of the touches we've seen for the young man, pace. I mean, he's diminutive, but he looks strong in tackle. He's quick. He likes to go and get enjoyment, and going forward as well. But I did notice he likes a tackle, mate. So that was a positive. And you've also got Devine, who's still breathing down Tav's neck, mate. So I think in the fullback position we're doing very well, and Tav better stay on his toes, mate, because I think young, Sydney will be pushing him, especially next season, the pre-season, mate, with pre-season under his belt. So
I'll definitely say Devine's a better defender than Tav. But yeah. Tav's better going forward. Tav's streets ahead of him going forward. But as I said before, I would rather have the defender, to be honest with you, because I'm sick of my right back being the star of the team, you know what I mean? One of the top goal scorers on my team. I don't want the right back or left back to be top goal scorer. I want the forwards to be top goal scorers, my midfielders. You know what I mean? That's what I go to see. That's what I pay my money for. People might see it different, though.
Yeah. Right, the new boys, Cantwell and Raskin. I know we only seen a wee cameo for Raskin, mate. But Todd Cantwell,
love him.
Are you happy with what you see so far? What do you think?
He's a player.
What have we got there? Albert, what have we got?
Yeah, what we've got is a class player. That's what we've got. We've got a true class player. You can see the boy he's going to be good. His touch, the way he takes the ball, the way he reads the game, the way he gets involved in the game, the way he wants to get involved in the game, his energy, his legs running about crazy, man, all over his shop trying to impress. I know it's all about impressing the moment, but I'm like you. I look for touches. I look for wee things at the day in tight positions. How they put their body across a player to draw the foul. If you can't get by them, you draw the foul. And how they go about that, the intelligence to do it. And then that wee boy on Saturday proved to me the boy's got a football. He's definitely got a brain, there's no doubt about it. And I like the fact that he's confident. He's bordering a wee bit of arrogance, which is good because he's confident in his own ability. He knows what he is. He knows what he can do and what he can't do. I'm not saying he's the best player that's ever played for Rangers, but he is a good player. And I think he's a wee bit of a step up in quality. To what we've got. I'm including all the players. Kent, I'm including them all in this. I think he's better than all of them, definitely.
All right. What do you think, mate? Think we get the phone lines open? Get the
get it open, mate. Or I'm just going to waffle on here for 2 hours.
All right, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
One of the things that impressed me, which has impressed me with Cantwell, mate, I did have my doubts on the physicality side of your game. I thought, when I see him in the Premier League, he looked a bit lightweight. Not that I'm saying he dived about and rolled about, etc. But I just felt the Scottish game is a tough game to come up to and get used to it, mate. But so far, I've seen him taking fouls. I'm seeing him draw, like you touched on. He draws fouls. He takes the ball in tight spaces where it's brave. It's brave to take the ball in these tight spaces, mate, where you can draw fouls and get free kicks. Which again, I think we've improved on set pieces and corners. I think that's one of the things the coaching team have really improved on big time. But I've been really happy with him, mate, because what I see with Todd Cartmel, he plays with his head up. If you look at him, his head's up before he's even drawing the ball and taking the ball. His head's already, left, right, behind him. He's like 2 steps ahead. He knows where that ball's going, and if that all of a sudden that pass is unavailable, then he knows the next place it's going. And that's what I'm talking about, game IQ, mate. That's where I've been impressed with him.
Definitely, mate. Definitely. He's, that team we played there on Saturday, Ross County. They're a quintessential hammer throwing team. Look at the size of them. It didn't phase him at all. It just didn't phase him at all. It's nothing. He played in the Premiership. There's some really big, powerful players in that Premiership. So he played in there, and he shone in there. Put it this way: there's plenty of players down there that you don't even know they're playing in the Premiership. You never hear their name or who's this. But him, you knew about him when he burst onto the scene down there. You knew about him because he's contributing. He's making himself visible on a football park, and that's good. And then we played on Saturday with all the hammer throwers. Let's not kid ourselves on here, but that was a big team we played there, a big physical team. And I didn't see it phasing him at all. At all. He just got on with it and contributed in the game, which was fantastic.
What's interesting with these teams as well, mate, these teams that are in that relegation battle, you know what it's like, mate. They're fighting for their Premiership lives. So they're going to try and win by hook or by crook, where it has to be a physical game, long ball, kicking, whatever way they're going to try and,
I know. It's money out their bank account, isn't it? It's money out their bank account, isn't it? You understand why they're doing it. It's a better mortgage or a better house or go down to the bottom divisions or the next division down and you're losing a fortune, you know what I mean? Your job becomes £1,000 a week job to maybe £600 a week job, you know what I mean? It's a fair drop in your wages. So we know they're going to fight for that reason alone. It's nothing to do with football reasons for these guys. They're fighting for their living. And they'll do anything. And they will do anything to win it or to get to scratch a draw or a win if they can do it, especially the big teams. They're let's be honest about it. Ross County's not coming to Ibrox and expecting to win. They're coming to Ibrox and saying, let's see what can happen here. Let's see if we can scrape something. If we can scrape anything out of this, it's a big bonus to us. But as Malky Mackay's thinking, don't take a scudding, because if you take a scudding and we're fighting a relegation battle, it's going to be batter their confidence. So they're not going to want to take a scudding. Us sitting in the stands and sitting at home, we want to give them a scudding. It's one of these situations that you've got to fight. You've got to fight hard to actually take the right to play football in this country. You really do need to fight hard. And if you're not up for the fight, you're in trouble.
100%, mate. Win that midfield battle, as you said. If these teams are going to get down dirty and fight, you have to match them. And then, like I always say, mate, Cream eventually will rise to the top, because they can only do it for 60 minutes, mate, and then they're starting to blow. And then that's when you want guys like Cartmel, Kent, Morelos, Tillman, your flair players, Sakala, to really start stretching these teams and really going, finishing them off. And just where I touched on Cartmel, mate, I want to hear your thoughts on Raskin. As I said, I know we've not seen a lot of a wee man. But one thing I did notice about him as well, another guy that likes to take the ball, goes into all areas, looking for the ball, asking for the ball, and plays with his head up. And every pass, mate, if you looked at him, it's not sideways, it's not a crab football. Every pass he tries to make, it's a penetrating pass forward, mate, and that's a breath of fresh air for me. And another thing I noticed, he's not afraid to tackle. Like I say, the Pitbull of Rangers, we've finally got one, mate.
There's the biggest thing that impressed me is the confidence Beale had in the boy. 10 minutes to go in a tight game like that, know what I mean? He puts him on. That tells you everything you want to know. Because if he was a miles after pace or not quite what they say in the tin, know what I mean? He'd have seen it in training and went, oh, he's not putting him anywhere near that team. But the fact that you're in a tight game like that, and it's score tight, it's no football tight, it's score tight. You know yourself, one slip up and it's 2 each. And to put the boy on, and the wee boy went on there, and didn't look phased. Took the ball in, moving it about. Looks a wee bit unfit for me, but that's match unfitness. Unfitness. No unfit, like too heavy, like a Alfie unfit. Know what I mean? Go back like a beach ball with arms. You know what I'm saying? It's. He looks like he's a player. His touch was nice. He's keen. You can see it. He wants to get in about it. He doesn't want to be one of the a fringe player. Know what I mean? I'm on the part like a Scott Wright type player. I'm a Rangers player. I'm on the part. I've got the jersey, but I'm not going to do anything. I'm not actually going to contribute to the game. He's no one of the players. He's going to get right into this. I can see that. I quite like the look of him. Want to see Merriam, put it that way.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to ask you about Malik Tillman, mate. Right, I've seen a massive difference in Malik Tillman since he first came to us, mate. I've been impressed with his pressing stats. I've been impressed with his defence splits, defending passes. He's arrived late in the box, very impressive. And in my opinion, mate, I don't know if you agree with me. I think he could be moulded. Here you go, I'm going to throw a big name out here. I think he's been moulded into a number 8, mate, similar to Gaza, because I think he's got that quality. So running for deep, going beyond defences, and scoring goals, which he's already, proved he can do. What's your thoughts on Malik Tillman and the development so far under Beale?
Oh, the boy's a player. I mean, anybody can see he's a player. There's something wrong with, you know what I mean? The boy is a player. But what he's done now, what you've just said there, he looks like he's open to taking a bit of coaching. He's taking it in and he's actually applying it to his game now. The chasing back, for example. What he was brilliant, and he's always been brilliant since he got here, is see that intercepting pass. He's reading a guy's pass and intercept. He's superb with it. And Ox threw it at him. He wasn't comparing him with anybody. He was just making a comparison that when people are saying he's not a good player or all that, they didn't like Mikhailochenkov. Mikhailochenkov is the exact same way. See, anticipating passes and cutting them out. Superb. Yeah. That's what that boy puts me in mind when he does it, because he's brilliant at it. Absolutely brilliant at it. But he's good at. He's good in the air. He's both feet brilliant. Can score a goal. He can make a pass. He can run with a ball, and he's deceptively fast. By the way, see him running with a ball. He's deceptively fast. He's wide awake. He chases back. What's not to like? I don't see. He's got the physique. I don't see what's not to like when people say they don't like him. I just don't see what they don't like. And he's only 20. I mean, think about it. He's only 20, and this is his first real shot at professional football. No, playing professional football. I'm telling you, he's really impressed me. As you hear me talking, he really has impressed me.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, would you sign him now? I know we've got first option in the summer, but what you've seen so far, I know the fees about it's $5 million, mate, right? But I think that could be structured in a way where it could be $2 million. And the rest in add-ons, in my opinion, mate. I think there's a way to structure the deal. Do you think Malik Tillman in my opinion, is a Beale player? And then what I saw under Beale,
definitely.
He's one of Rangers.
He's one of the players you can build a team round. No, I mean that's how good he is. You can build a team round the boy. And I think, sign him. If you're going to say if we could, do you think I should sign him now? Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Or do you wait to the end of the season? That's you. You've seen him a full season, then you can make your judgment. It's up to yourself, isn't it? But if the option was out there now, would you sign him? I would sign him. Hello.
I think we'll be joined by a new caller. Alistair, Ian, mate, how you doing?
Aye, no bad, mate. You?
Aye, good, mate. Your first time, aye?
It is, yes, aye.
Where are you from, Alistair?
I'm from Newton Stewart.
Newton Stewart, very good, mate. How are you? Good.
Have you heard of it?
Have I heard of it? Yeah. Yeah, I have definitely. Yep. So what's your thoughts so far? What's your thoughts on Rangers at the moment, mate?
I've got a couple of things. See how we're going about, well, obviously since Beale's came in, he's obviously changed things majorly. But do you think Gio would have turned it round if the players, see how, like, obviously Beale's had a lot more players at his disposal than Giovanni did. Do you think Giovanni would have had the same effect? Because we look at what Giovanni had, the effect for Gerrard's squad in Europe. Do you think he would have got? Do you think we'd be worse off with Giovanni still?
I see your point, mate. I've got to give Gio a bit of credit here, by the way. I didn't like his style of football. I didn't like walking football, but I don't say that is his style of football. Maybe it's just the style the players decided to play. But no, I think it did make a difference. I think he was really unlucky. He was really, really unlucky with injuries, Van Bronckhorst, and I don't think I remember a Rangers manager being this unlucky with injuries. And I think if he didn't have all the injuries, I think he'd be still there, to be honest with you.
I've never ken a manager know to bring in any of his players, countrymen, which tells me there's something. That Doki apparently was, Doki was called, the big centre back.
Yeah.
He was at Ibrox. He passed the medical and everything, but something went wrong or something, and ended up going somewhere else. So, if you can't bring likes of him in the door, there was something was wrong behind the scenes with Gio. I just don't understand. I don't know whether it was promised, like, if you had to get to a certain, like, if you could get the club to get into Europe, then he would maybe invest. I don't know, but I just think, folk we were quick to jump on. We talk about Steven Gerrard, 1 trophy in 9. 1 trophy out of 9. It was the most important one. But Rangers had Gerrard had quite a lot of investment. Folk forget that. He had a higher number of investment compared to the managers that were before him and after him.
You're right, mate. Had to bring it up, but to be fair to Gerrard, he had to bring it up to a level from basically garbage, with absolute garbage.
So you think
Gerrard had to? No, but his first round of buying was to bring it up to a certain level, to get like a baseline, trying to get a baseline, because we were that bad. The baseline was way down low. So you have to set the baseline a bit higher. You can't just, we never had the money just to go right out and spend on what the quality of player you've got at the moment. We never had that money. We never had that opportunity either.
So do you realise that Rangers have only spent £50,000 on a midfielder in 11 years?
It tells you everything about investment. It's just
does that tell you something? How we're supposed to compete with that mob across the road? You know what I mean? Like, so, I hate when I hear all these folks saying, they're Sky Sports, you're watching the Rangers play and they're talking about Celtic. You know what I mean? That, Celtic are a class above. How are they a class above? You know what I mean? When Rangers have spent £50,000 in a midfield that we have more or less, Rangers midfield has dominated the Old Firm for a wee while. And we spent 50 grand.
I know what I mean. You listen to them, they're the best team in the world that's ever played the game of football, you know what I mean?
Listen, I'm a Rangers man, I'm a big Rangers man, and I hate Celtic. I didn't like them at all. You know what I mean? But what I do respect is the way that guy has come in, and he's stuck to his own guns. He's bought for where he cans. You know what I mean? Like, so Celtic weren't in that market before he came, so they can't say, it was Celtic. It It was that Postecoglou, you know what I mean? He went into a market that he knew, he brought the players in, and he got 2 players for every position. So, like, so when Ryan Kemp wasn't playing well for us, we didn't hear anybody to come on. You know what I mean? And grant another gear. Whereas they've got that like Samaida, and then they could bring on Abada, or they could tuck off. You know what I mean? They had Celtic. I think that's why Rangers are going to be like Rangers midfield. I don't know how he's going to keep all them players happy. Bill's going to hear a thing in his hand soon where hopefully it'll go in favour where, again, this Raskin looks the real deal. So what about Tom Lawrence that had a brilliant start to the season? Where's he going to fit into all this?
Well, it's
I mean, you've got a load.
Wait a minute. Whoa. It's a 60-game season, know what I mean? So you're going to need them all. You're going to need them all. I wouldn't say you're going to need them all because I think there's a
Who would
few
you get rid of?
who
would you get rid of?
Right now?
If you could name your best Rangers 11 right now that every player is fit, what's your starting 11?
Difficult. Port, are you there?
Aye, you're talking, Alistair, you're talking in regards to but next season, if we've got like.
Well, I asked the question on the Ibrox Noise last night about if you could have your perfect 11 next year, Ken, what would it be? And he was like, he wouldn't attempt to say, but I'm like, well, tell me what your what would be your best 11 for Rangers the now? If every player's fit, and he wouldn't answer it. Whereas I would like to, Ken, I would think Xander Clark would be a great appointment next year for a goalkeeper.
It's difficult to try and put an 11 out because it's very rarely they get the same 11 in 2 games now, the way the modern game is.
Would you play Barisic before Ridvan? If Ridvan's playing?
Personally, I would play Ridvan. I've only seen him limited, the same as everybody else. So it's been a bit unfair on Barisic saying this because
could Ridvan, if Kent leaves, could Ridvan possibly play far higher up the pitch?
No.
He's an attacking player, hey.
I know.
He played left. He was a left wing back, so he was for Besiktas.
If he was a left wing back, he'd have stayed a left wing back. It's my problem with these players that come in here. We try to turn them into something else. If they were that good at the position we're trying to put them in, they'd have been at that position the club became for. You know what I mean?
Tillman, same as Tillman. Everybody's shouting about Tillman, but I think Tillman, what they should do is they shouldn't do what they did with Ryan Kent. I think they should try and get that Tillman in another year, just in case. I wouldn't jump to any conclusions and jump into £5 million because let's be honest, he's not great in every single game, but nobody is. But I think sometimes he can be a bit lazy, and I think maybe if Michael Beale gets that out of him, I mean, where does he fit into take? I mean, this Raskin that's just come in, we've only seen 10 minutes of him, right? But I'll tell you what, it's one of the best 10 minutes I've seen for somebody starting as a debut for Rangers. You know what I mean?
It's for 10 minutes. They only need to settle in yet. There's a long way to go yet.
My pet hate,
these players.
2 defensive midfielders playing for Rangers. This has got to stop, especially at Ibrox, man. Jeez, oh. I understand, like, Hearts, they'll hear go. So, you can get away with it then. But 2 defence against Ross County, come on, they're going to sit. You can't exactly what they're going to do. So you need them attacking players that are maybe going to, kind of like a Hadji or kind of it's going to play a pass, it's going to split them about. But, oh man, 2 defensive midfielders, man, I just don't understand it. Do you understand why they play why they're playing that, why they play that role?
I think Alistair, it's horses for courses. I think when you come up against teams like, the hammer throws, we call them on here, like your Motherwell, Ross Counties, who's fighting for their Premiership lives.
Or teams that play well against Rangers and lie down to Celtic, more or less.
We've got to win the midfield battle. That's a must. And sometimes you've got to play guys like Lundstrom, Jack. Raskin's that sort of comparative midfielder as well. I see him, either playing a 6 or an 8 where he will just dictate and play from, deep or a wee bit further forward.
Raskin?
Yeah, I do, mate. I think he's more centre midfielder.
But Tillman, he came out and said Tillman was going to be either an 8 or a 6.
I touched on this at the start of the show, mate. If you heard me, Mark Tillman, for me, he's impressed with his, his pressing stats, his defence splitting passes, also, tracking back. And I did say that I think he could be moulded, and even one of the best young coaches.
Who said about that? Who said he was Gaza like?
It was myself. I think that
I totally agree with that, by the way. Totally agree with that.
He arrives deep from midfield, goes beyond the strikers, and he's, as we all know, he's got a goal, he's got magic in his boots, and he's got that killer pass.
He's a ball carrier, like. He's a ball carrier.
Yeah, I agree.
He can definitely run with the ball, and like nobody seems to can get it after when he's running. Like folk think he's not that quick, but see, once he starts moving, hey, I think he's better than Joe Aribo. Do you know?
At the moment, no.
But when Joe Aribo, but you've got to take it as when Joe Aribo came in. I'm talking about when Joe Aribo came to Rangers and Mark Tillman's came to Rangers, right? Overall, what you've seen so far, you don't think Tillman's better than Aribo?
Not at the moment. I think it will be, but not at the moment. He's got a lot to prove.
I think Tillman, when Aribo first came to Rangers, they didn't care what to do. I don't think they cared what to do with him. Aribo played in the wrong position for a long, long time, and I think that they've got to learn from their mistakes with Tillman, because they tried to play Tillman as a right winger when he first came in, didn't they? And it wasn't working.
Oh, they tried everybody there, didn't they?
Okay, I mean,
they tried Aribo there. They've tried everybody there, actually. In fact, we had one night on here to try to name all the players that's played in that right wing.
I get told, now I don't know if you heard this, but did you hear about them going in for that Fraser, the Scottish boy? They tried to get that Fraser from Newcastle, but they were wanting a sale. No, they tried to get the Fraser boy in loan, but they wanted a sale. So apparently Rangers are going to get him back in the summer, apparently, but he'd be no bad signing, which tells me he can't get money's way if they're going to look like him.
I'll be honest with you. I hope Kent is on his way. And Morelos.
I so do I. Yeah. No, Morelos, no. Nah. Because you've not got that Cholak guy, but you've not got that guarantee. I mean, apparently there's somebody Bill's been looking at that nobody really kens. Apparently, somebody said on the podcast the last day there that it was that is it Parrott he came? Parrott he played for Peterborough.
Don't know.
That's the boy for Spurs. He's on loan from Spurs to Peterborough. The boy Troy Parrott.
Parrott and another guy called Marriott.
Parrott and Marriott.
I've not heard of Marriott.
Was it Jack Marriott or something his name was? He was quite a good top goal. He was one of the top goal scorers in League 2 and League 1. Marriott, I'm sure that's what his name was. Marriott.
Mm-hmm.
And there was apparently looking at him, but that Fraser boy's quite quick. He's too quick for his own legs sometimes, that boy.
That's a player, in my opinion, that would fix your right hand side. That would excite me. But it's the cost. I think it would cost a wee bit much than the Rangers finances could cost Alistair.
I think. Do you think? Here's a question for Jordan Jones. What's your opinion? No, I think he got the bunt. He came in, he tried too hard, and it backfired on him when he got a bad injury. But I think same as Josh Windass. Look at him now, man. He's banging goals in. Ken, do you think we're maybe too quick to jump the gun with these players?
They too, no. I don't think they were good enough, mate, to be honest with you. I never did. And
Jordan Jones was
never
good enough.
No, not in my opinion, mate. I didn't fancy him at all. Very limited. And then he came and just was a bam pot. At Rangers, he just turned into a bam pot. I mean, that tackle in the Celtic game was enough.
Aye, I know. But he's goal at Motherwell. Like he started off quite well in Europe. He played well in Europe. He had potential, I think.
I think what it was with him, Alistair, I think his attitude. I think when he joined Rangers, he got the bill of the big boys. boots on and thought that was him.
He was the best. Maybe.
It was his attitude for me, mate. I think his attitude was.
Do you think it's different when somebody's a supporter of the club? Do you think that can happen?
No, of course the pressure's on you. You're a supporter. You love the club. The pressure's immediately on because the fans, yourselves, us, we think right. He bleeds blue like us, and we know how we would play.
If we
were given that chance. But unfortunately, some of these guys, it all comes down to attitude, not ability. It's the attitude. They just think that's me made it now, so I don't need to try so hard. I thought Jordan Jones, like yourself, I thought he was going to make a difference. But
I did,
like Albert touched on,
we were quite unbalanced.
Well, Jordan Jones, for me, Alistair, he was finished when he scored against Rangers, just prior to coming to Rangers. Down at Kilmarnock, he scored the winning goal.
What a goal.
And that's fine, I don't bother him scoring that. That's his job, he's playing for Kilmarnock. But what really annoyed me was his celebration. Rangers hater.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, it's a Rangers hater, a well-known Rangers hater, and he runs out and he's all over him, and I was like, what are you doing? Score the goal, son. You go to score the goal. You're a professional football player playing for another team. That's fine. I've not got a problem with that. But don't celebrate the way you celebrated with him. But he did. And he went down in my estimation right away, doing that. I say, what do you do that for? But there you go.
He was saying get up and everything, wasn't he?
What's your language, mate?
He was saying get it. He was doing hand gestures and everything, wasn't he?
Oh, he's gonna. He's not cuddling him in the touch line and off. No,
right.
Too much for me.
Next one is Shankland and Nisbet.
No.
No. Do you think?
No.
Do you think Beale is right in what he says that Rangers have got better strikers there?
Absolutely, mate. They're not good enough. They're just not good enough. Whether they're
getting away with Nisbet's good enough.
No, whether they're getting away with Hearts and Hibs, they'll not get away with Rangers. It's just a fact of life. You need to be a step up for that calibre of striker to have any chance at Rangers, to be any chance whatsoever. I think Morelos is a better striker than both of them. I'm talking about leading the line better than them.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Like I think Morelos might be a bit Rangers.
Shankland might be a better goal scorer.
He took his I don't think Shankland is. I think he took his penalties away. And how many goals has he got if he took his penalties away?
I don't know, mate. I don't follow any team but Rangers. I can't tell you.
I mean, but like I don't think he's had it. I think Shankland had his shot when he went away to a big club apparently in Belgium, and he couldn't do it. I mean,
and you tell you how many want to know,
but apparently that is.
Alistair will be joined by Billy, one of the panelists. Billy, what's your thoughts on the debate so far?
Aye, how you doing, Port? All right, all bear. Alistair, how you all getting on? All right?
No bad, mate.
Good, mate. How are you?
Aye, sound, mate, sound. No, I was quite intrigued to hear what Alistair was saying about regarding the situation under Giovanni Van Bronckhorst and the team and how obviously with players out injured and whatnot. And I've spoken about this on the show a couple of times, Alistair. I've spoke to Port about it as well. I don't know if you've heard obviously the system that we play under Van Bronckhorst and the formation under Van Bronckhorst, the system formation that we play under Michael Beale, it's the same. It's a 4-2-3-1 system, right? Now, if you have a wee look into different platforms on the internet and whatnot, and if you watch things that happen in Sky Sports and whatnot, and all the top players and that, there's Thierry Henry spoke about a thing called the 3 Ps, which stands for play, possession and position, right? Now, when Giovanni Van Bronckhorst played for Barcelona under Pep Guardiola, right, and they played the 4-2-3-1 system, right, obviously, and it was called the 3 Ps, right? And obviously you've got to hear the players, they play first and foremost in the position, then you play and you move it up the park. That's what that's what Thierry Henry was speaking about. And Thierry Henry was told to play out in the left-hand side for Barcelona, right, under that system. And what had happened was he got frustrated, just the same as Ryan Kent was getting frustrated. Couldn't get the ball because the ball wasn't coming to him. So what he done was, he went looking for the ball and he came out his position, right? And he scored the goal and he went in at half-time and Pep Guardiola took him off, substituted him. He took him off because he wasn't doing what he's told. And that was the format, same style of system that Giovanni Van Bronckhorst was trying to put in at Rangers in his tenure there. Now, when you look at Michael Beale is doing the exact same formation. However, he's tweaked it because he's given the same players more freedom to expose themselves. That didn't sound right. To express themselves in different areas of the park. Yes. So the three front players can all move about the front three. You can.
I've noticed that. I've noticed that. But they've always got like a middle one.
That's right, mate. So
they're always switching.
Yeah, they can move about. Well, under Van Bronckhorst, they were told to stay out there, back to the position, right? Under Michael Beale, the three is playing as a three, and they've got freedom. Also, when we've heard people talking about we didn't hear the legs in the midfield, right? The reason for that was because we've got two midfielders who were playing in that position under Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, right, as holding sitting midfielders, right? Now, when you watch your likes of Lundstrom and your Jacks and whatever, who's ever in that, your Glenn Kamara.
I think Lundstrom looks lost, mate. I think he was better under Gio.
Yeah. Well,
Alistair, hold on, Billy. Alistair, let the guys finish before you come in, son, all right?
All right, sorry, buddy.
That's all right, mate. No bother, Port. And what happens now is, mate, when you've got Kamara and Lundstrom and Jack, for talking sake, playing in that, as they two sitters, right? They are now getting allowed to express themselves as well. So they can go and join in and back the three up in front of them. And then you've got your defenders, your Taverniers and your Golsons and whatnot. And if you watch it as well, Borna Barisic, he pushes high out on the left-hand side and Tavernier pushes high on the right-hand side. Whereas when they were playing under Van Bronckhorst, they were told to sit. Right, and that's the difference in that system, and that's the reason for you can see the difference in the players. And obviously we've got we've signed a couple of new players now as well. Obviously your Ton Cadwells and the lad you're asking who's going to bring a wee bit more flair into that type system, and there'll be a lot more creativity within that system, mate.
You've got that spot on, pal. You've got that spot on, mate. I think Barisic. I think Barisic wasn't allowed past the halfway line nearly. He was crossing bars for just over the halfway line. So now I understand what you were meaning now when you break it down like that. You can see how these players, it was like gave like a circle and they couldn't go out and run about that circle. They were only allowed to play in that area.
That's entirely right.
You've got to have disciplined players to play that. Do you think Kent wasn't disciplined enough to do that? To play in that position?
I think it was the exact opposite. I think Kent was doing what the manager was telling him to do, but what was happening in that position, for talking sake, for Ryan Kent, was that's how he was being professional there, so he was staying out in that left-hand side. But what was happening is, as well, the players were doubling up on him, right? And if somebody's doubling up you and he's telling you to stay in that area of the football field, then there's not a lot of space for him to operate. And that's how he was getting frustrated. Plus, the system under both managers, it has to move about the park as a full unit, right? So you're 4, you're 2, you're 3 and 1. It's got to, if you break the park down into 4 quarters, right? The formation has to push up together, and it's got to drop back together. And if for talking sake, your 3 and your 1 goes, right, and your 2 and your two sitting midfielders didn't go to push up to back up your 3. You're left with a big space between the 2 and the 3. And then if your 3 doesn't go and support your forward, then your forward becomes isolated. And if these teams are playing low blocks, there's no space in behind, so everything's all sitting in front of them. And if you do lump balls into the box, the law of gravity tells you've got 4 defenders or 5 defenders against one player, and he's never going to win the balls. You know what I mean?
So how did it work in Europe then?
Well, you're playing against what they were doing in Europe. They were playing the same system, but that style of football is more suited to European football.
Teams having a go at you.
Yeah. Aberdeen tried it at Ibrox and Rangers ran over the top of them. Right? The first manager to play that system that I've looked into that system was Bobby Robson when he was at Barcelona. And then Ronald Koeman has played it as well. As I said, Pep Guardiola played it. And there's been a number of other managers try to play that style of that philosophy and that system, mate. And I think
it can be successful.
Yes, it can be, but it all depends. As I said, there's 2 ways you can play that system. You can play it like the way Gio was trying to play it with the 3 Ps, or you can play it the way Michael Beale's playing it and letting players go and express themselves, mate. And obviously, we're seeing the difference in it between the 2 systems when you look at it in that manner, mate.
So it's better for SPL football. It's better to play Beale's way, but do you think he'll adapt in Europe, maybe?
Well, of course he will. He done well when he was working under Steven Gerrard. When we went on the runs, I mean, we were getting into the last 16 every year in Europe, in the Europa League, mate. So, but we remember as well, I think Porter maybe no better than myself. I think we played a 4-3-3 and when we played under Steven Gerrard, mate.
That's true, mate. That's true. We played a 4-3-3. We used, like Albert touched on, we relied on Ryan Kent, and who was put on the right, you know, to be the creative players. Tav and Borna did get involved, but we're heavily relied on, you know, we're wingers as well, and we're creative midfielders. But before we go to the tune, guys, I'm going to get my last words for Alistair. Thanks very much for your call, Alistair. Any final words on how you think the season's going to go, mate?
No, I think it's been great, mate. The Rangers playing tonight. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Aye, mate. Aye. What was that you said?
Did you say Rangers are playing tonight?
No.
I thought you said.
We're playing Sunday, buddy.
That's what I thought. I thought he said something about the night. He said something there about the night. How's the night went?
No, I'm saying to you, how do you think the season's going to go? This is before we go to the tune.
Right, aye.
How do you see it?
I think if Rangers beat Celtic twice, I can't see Celtic going the full season without dropping some points. I really can't. And I think they will. I think they will drop points out with Rangers beating them twice. But listen, it's not over. It's not over. I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over. Basically, I think Rangers still got. I think Rangers could. If Rangers could go on a run where they've got to win every game. If they do that, I think they give us a lot of chance.
Thanks very much. Alistair, for your call, mate. And we're going to go to the tune. Thank you very much, Alistair.
Thank you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Thanks for that, folks. An old school, great wee tune, wee toe tapper there. Billy, we were touching on earlier on the new boys, Cantwell and Raskin. In Todd Cantwell, what do you think we've got?
I think we've got a door opener, mate. Somebody that can come up with a wee bit of magic, I think, when we're needing it. See when we're huffing and puffing in games, Port Albert, I think he could be the key to open that type defence, mate, because he's got the vision to date, mate, and he's got the football intelligence, as you were talking about today, mate. He's a lovely footballer. He seems to glide about the park, mate, and he's only going to get better and better. And as you said earlier on in the show, he's always got his head up all the time, and he's constantly on the move, mate. He's a very, very intelligent football player, in my opinion, mate. And when he gets right up to speed, mate, I said it in the show last night, and I said it last week on the show, mate, when we signed him. I've stuck my head right on the chopping block, mate, and I'm going to go for a hat-trick of him tonight again, Port. He's going to be an absolute star for Glasgow Rangers, that boy. Because in my opinion, mate, he's got everything.
Albert?
Aye, I agree with that. I mean, he's going to be a good player. There's no doubt about it. And time will tell how good actual good he's going to be, because so far so good. He's done all the right things. He's already contributing to games this early, which is unusual for us to bring a player in and start to perform right away. It's usually a year, 2 years, and in Ruth's case, 10 years before they actually you can see them playing football. You know what I mean? So it's quite unusual.
Right, I'm going to ask you a question, right? Think of the players we've got in that sort of number 10 role, right? Wide, right, or in that number 10. Right, who have we got? We've got Cantwell, we've got Kent, we've got Sakala, Tom Lawrence, Hadji, Arfield, Tillman.
Arfield?
Right, he's still there this season. He's still there this season, right? So, what I'm asking you guys, going forward and in the next, let's include next season, how do we get these creative influences? Let's be honest, I think we've got some absolute cracking players. How do we fit them into these positions? Or is it going to be a case of, because the European, the Cup games, etc., the league games, are we going to need them all? Billy?
Aye, mate, because it's all about a squad rotation now, Port, as you know, mate. I think the days the 11 same players going on in the park week in, week out for maybe 3/4 of the season, mate, I think the days are all gone. Also, like, you want to have obviously a settled team going on in the park and all, mate. We know that as well. Like, you've got to your spiny, your team right, and you've got to your a settled back four and whatnot. But under that formation, mate, that we're playing now, if you were asking me who would my three be, my three would be Ryan Kent, Todd Cantwell, and Tillman. That would be my three, mate.
That's sure.
And the 4-2-3-1. Sorry, mate, if that's the system.
Aye, okay. All better going forward with them, with that forward influence.
Well, you're not going to. It's impossible to play them all. You're not going to play them all at one time. That's just impossible. The team would go out of show. But my three in the positions would be Tillman, Cantwell, and Lawrence. because I don't think you can mess about with Kent any longer. You know what I mean? It's just his time's up. His time's up. Same as Morelos. So, and if you're wanting more of these sort of attacking influential players in the team, you need to change the actual system to go 3 at the back, maybe. Maybe drop the one of the fullbacks or the 2 fullbacks. You need to go wild, you know what I mean, to try and get them onto the team. You're not going to get them onto the team. It's impossible. They're there to cover each other. They're there to somebody getting off form, somebody getting injured, somebody getting suspended. You know what like it is now. So he's super covered in that position, that sort of number 10 position, or right across that day 3. He's super covered. But we thought we were super covered the centre half position. What happened?
Yep. So do you both of you feel we're top heavy and forward positions? Is there a wee bit of maybe shaking and moving? I know you touched on Kent, Albert. Is there possibility of some movement?
Oh,
Albert?
definitely. I mean, but for the top heavy, I mean, I would get rid of the whole forward line, to be honest with you. The one that currently starts the new, maybe keep Sakala, because I like Sakala, but for my mind, they're toothless. They're absolutely toothless, mate. They're hopeless. Absolutely hopeless for goal scoring. No good. I know everybody goes on at Morelos, he holds the ball up and all that. It doesn't work, mate. We're not scoring enough goals. It doesn't work. So if something doesn't work, you've got to change it. And we keep going with this, and we keep going with Kent, and we keep going with Barisic, and we keep going with Tavernier, and then it still doesn't work. But we'll not change anything. We'll not change the players. You need to change the players or change the system or do both, because it doesn't work. We're not scoring enough goals. We're not putting teams away. There's a reason for it. Okay, the low block's a low block, but you need to come up with solutions. We should come up with solutions like long distance shooting. David Campbell gets to the byline, chips it back, picks a player out. No, let them all fly about the place. I mean, they jump in front of you. We just keep on shooting anyway and they blast it after them. It's silly. Morelos just keeps hitting the keeper with the ball. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts, mate. So as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't work. That's why I said earlier on, it's critical that we Cholak and Roof up to speed. It's for the rest of this season. It's critical, mate. We've got to do it because they're going to be a big influence in this team going forward for the rest of this season and probably next season as well. So as far as I'm concerned, there's a few need to go. Definitely a few needs to go.
Billy, your thoughts, mate?
I think just to echo, excuse me, summary Albert there. There obviously got to be players moving on in the summertime, mate. We know that obviously guys are coming out the end of their contract and their guys no signing contracts and that. I think it was Oxtier that asked the question 2 or 3 weeks ago, mate, about would you sign them or give them a new contract. Well, I said at that time I would give the two of them a new deal, and it's just purely because of their ages. I think they're only 26-year-old, mate. But the more I see Alfie the new, I'm starting to doubt that regarding Guy Alfie, what he's wanting. But I would disagree with you, Albert. And obviously you've got your own opinions, mate, and I've got mine. I would give Ryan Kent a new deal, mate. And just for, as I say, just for the sole reason. I mean, I don't know what the guy's on, and if he's under the wage structure, whatever it is at Rangers, for talk's sake, I think Ross Wilson stated at the AGM it's around about the 50k mark. So if he's asking for less than that, the guy's entitled to it. But I get the point as well. His numbers could be a lot better and things like that, mate. And he should be scoring more goals and whatnot. I get that as well, mate. And sometimes players do need a move to get, you know what I mean, to kickstart their careers again. And players do get static at clubs and that. So I get that argument as well, mate. But in my opinion, mate, I would give Ryan Kent a deal, a 2 or a 3 year deal, mate, and tap what he's got to know and see where it takes us. And listen, you never know, mate. Stranger things have happened, as we say. Football's a crazy game, mate. I mean, but many times have we picked out players on the show and whatnot that we didn't fancy, and they go in and they kick on, and the next minute they've turned the corner and they're playing great stuff. You know what I mean? So it can happen. It can happen, mate. But That's just my thoughts on the Alfie scenario and the Ryan Kent scenario, mate.
I'm going to ask you a wee question, mate. I've got a theory on Anthony Cholak, right? I think the Rangers have to change their system too much to get Cholak in the team, and I think that's apart from Cholak getting injured, we know he's back at training stuff. I don't think Cholak can play the same system that Michael Beale enjoys his number 9 to play, i.e. that's why I think he plays Alfie. And I'm going to ask two of your questions, and I'm going to ask the listeners as well on YouTube and Facebook. M for Morelos and C for Cholak. Who should lead the line from now to the end of the season? Albert?
Cholak.
Billy?
Cholak for me as well, mate.
Okay. And as I said, can I just get the Facebook troops and the YouTube guys and the Twitter guys just a M for Morelos and a C for Cholak. I just want to see what the listeners think as well. And can we have a jingle, please, and a few callers? Thank you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
On our Facebook page yesterday, we done a poll, and it was unanimously won. 400 votes, 75% of people saying Morelos, guys. And I think that's down to just the style Michael Beale likes to play. That's just my thoughts, Billy and Albert. Can I ask you a question? How do you fit Cholak into that team with the system that Beale plays? On you go, Albert.
It's easy, by the way. Beale doesn't play a system to centre forward. I mean, this is a myth that everybody's got, that we play as the system for Morelos, that it suits Morelos. We just play because that system, because Morelos is playing. But if you put Cholak in and he's up to speed, watch the runs that Cholak makes. He doesn't do that all over the place. He doesn't wrestle with centre-halves. He walks away for a centre-half into a space to receive a pass. And watch his shooting. His shooting is... We'll put it this way, Morelos will score 1 out of 4. Cholak will score 3 out of 4. That's the difference, mate. And Ruth might even score 4 out of 4. That's the difference. We can't keep mincing about with this. We're not scoring enough goals. That's our big problem. We need to solve that problem. Before we go anywhere else in the team, we need to solve that problem. And that's the problem. We're not scoring enough goals. And the reason we're not scoring enough goals is you've got Kent, you've got Morelos, you've got Risa Callas joined into it, and Kamara joined into it as well. They're a clique, mate. They're just a wee clique. Barisic as well. But Barisic will supply Cholak because they're countrymen. But the other three, Kent, Morelos, Sakala, and they three, they'll know. Watch it. They never pass this Cholak. They'll never pick him out and never pass him. Watch it. I see it all the time. I'm going there. He's made the run. No, they'll not give him the ball. But Cantwell and Tillman will start picking him out, and Lawrence will start picking him out, because these are players with an eye for a player that makes a run. Whereas Kent just looks for Morelos. Morelos just looks for Sakala. Sakala just looks for Morelos. And Kent. That's it. Kamara's the same. Kamara never slips anybody in, but Morelos or Kent. And Kent doesn't try to break the lines anyway. No, take a pass on the run, get through the lines. He always wants to come across the lines. So that's why there's a clique going on here, by the way. There's definitely a clique going on, and it's killing the team. It's just killing the team, and that's the reason we're not scoring. If you start looking at what I'm saying, I think you'll start agreeing.
Billy, how do we fit Cholak in?
I would take him playing as my Rangers number 9 as well, because I believe along the similar lines as Albert. I think now that we've got a wee bit more creativity with the boy Cantwell and the three forwards, if you want to call them that, getting more freedom, I think they would create obviously they're going to create a lot more chances, mate. And I think out of 2 strikers, we're talking about a goal scorer here. You know what I mean? Kovac is more a goal scorer, and I think with they three playing behind him, they'll make a lot more chances, and that laddie will make the runs all day long, and they will find him. They will find him, especially your man Cantwell, because I also seen it as well. Port at Ibrox, I think it was the St Johnstone game, mate, when the laddie made his debut. I was watching his movement and what he was doing as well, mate. There were some times he was spinning off and trying to get in behind. And even when Kovac come on, he was trying to make similar runs, bending his run and going in between the two centre halves type thing, or in between the centre half and the fullbacks. He was spinning off in behind, and we weren't giving him the ball, eh? So I mean that it must be frustrating as hell for a striker if you're making no runs and you don't get the ball when you go and make a runs. You know what I mean? Because what will happen there is, if you've not got anybody with the football intelligence or football brain to pick you out when you're making the runs, you'll stop making the runs. But to answer your question, mate, I would definitely have Kovac playing in front of that three, because I think they'll make all the chances for him, and that laddie will score the chances, and that's what we need, mate. And back, we seen it the other day there with Morelos again when he's going through, for talking's sake, 1-on-1 with the keeper. He's still trying to blast him, mate, and he's bouncing him off the keeper, mate, or he's fizzing him past the post. When you see Kovac in that position, he's more composed. You know what I mean? And I think he's a player that can maybe he'll get around Kovac will get around the goalkeeper, or he'll make the keeper go one way and he'll dink it the opposite way, mate. You know what I mean? So I would take Kovac as in that position, buddy.
I mean, the debate's been superb. I think that creativity, when you're talking about Hadji, Cantwell, Tillman, Lawrence when he comes back, I mean, if they can't, Sakala, I'm going to include Sakala and Kent in that as well. If they five players can't create for Antonio Cholak, then there's a real problem, because that boy, undoubtedly, I agree with these guys, he's an absolute finisher. But the only difference that I see with Morelos is his link-up play, his hold-up play. He brings the midfield further up the pitch. But I agree with you in a sense where his composure and his erratic finishing,
it's not good enough, mate.
It's not good enough. And if he was banging him in, if he Cholak's ability, let's be honest, guys, he wouldn't be Ibrox, would he?
No. But the trouble is, like Cholak, they're saying, he's not an alpha, he's not this, no. You judge Cholak, he's a goal scorer, same as Ruth. He's goal scorers. You judge them chances created and chances taken. That's what you judge them on. Chances created for Cholak, 0. Nothing. The creative players are not getting him it. They're not getting him the ball in the right place. So he's not getting any chances. So how can you judge him? Now, if you're feeding him and he's missing chances, well, then you go, right, you're not good, you're not dropped, you're a form or whatever. But until he gets these chances, you can't judge him. And at the beginning of the season, he was getting the chances. Look at the chances he was getting. He's getting 1 or 2 chances, bang, bang, goal, 11 goals or something, 14 goals, whatever he scored. He's a fantastic goal scorer. You just need to create the chance for him. They'll put it away for you. Same as Negri. Negri was the exact same. Make a chance in that box, he'll put it away. But we're not doing it. Then that's the problem. That's the problem. We'll go. Alfie gets his chance. Blast it off the keeper 9 times out of 10. He'll get his tap-ins. The last 4 goals he scored, about 2 or 3 of them were tap-ins. Fair enough. You need to be there to tap them in. I'm not getting it, Alfie, for the ones. You've got to be there. But he never makes the movement to get to the ball. It's a quality ball. It needs to get to him at the back post or a cross right onto his head within the 7 yards of the goal. He'll 9 times out of 10, well, no, that's maybe too high. 7 or 9 times out of 10, he might put them away. It's not good enough. The ratio's not good enough. That's why we're struggling in games. That's why we can't get the rotation right for some of the fringe players like your Lowrys and all that. I mean, it's a knock-on effect, like a domino effect. You need to do it right on the part, so everybody gets a shot. Everybody keeps the old squad ticking in. But what we've got, we're concentrating too much on Morelos and Ken. Too much, mate. And these guys reportedly are over 30, 35, whatever it is, grand a week. They're not worth that. No way they're worth that. And come on. Their contribution, their numbers are telling you they're not worth that. But give Cholak and Roof a shot and they stay in positions and feed them, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They're scoring 3 and 4 goals on a regular basis.
Big fan of Roof, mate. I really enjoy Killer Roof. I have to agree with you on that. I'm going to go to out of contract players, guys. As you know, the first two probably going to cause a wee bit of debate because there's obviously going to be one out of the first two I'm going to give you. You definitely want to keep, but the rest of them, I'm going to ask your opinion on them. All right. First one I'm going to ask you about is Malik Tillman, and I want to know why you want to keep him and what he brings to Rangers in the future. Albert?
I would keep him. The reason I would keep him, he's big, he's powerful, he's got a football brain, he's deceptively quick, he's everything you want in a young player, and he'll get better and better. And if you structure the deal right with Bayern Munich, you'll make a lot of money on him for future investment back into the team.
Billy?
Every single word you said there, Albert was bang on, mate. He's only 20 years of age. Whatever the price he is, I would dare the deal to now, get him signed up. He'll be a great asset for the football club, both on the park first and foremost. What he can bring to the team and what he will bring to the team, because he's a football player, and that's the bottom line here. This boy is a football player, I know, and he's got the best years in front of him, mate. So aye, definitely, mate. That's Malik Tillman is for me is a absolute no-brainer.
Right, next one I'm going to ask you about is James Sands. Albert?
No. No for the money. It's been no for any amount of money. I was going to say you're getting him for $1 million, maybe $1.5 million. No, I wouldn't take him for it. I've not seen enough of it. I like the attitude of the boy, and I think he's got bought, and I liked him up at Aberdeen for the simple fact he was thrown right in at the deep end there, and I like the way he handled it. But ability-wise, no, he's no going at me. He's no going. He's not bringing enough to the team. Put it that way. He might be a utility player, and he can play a number of positions, but he doesn't play any position that I've seen him in particularly brilliantly. You know what I mean? As I say, he's going to be a victim of his own versatility. That boy in his career, he needs to pick a position and stick to it. I'm a right back, I'm a centre midfielder, whatever he wants to be, he needs to pick it and stick. But for me, no, we can't afford that anyway.
It's the old saying that, jack of all trades, master of none. I have to agree with you. I think he has to decide where he's going to play and pick that and hone his his craft in a position. I have to agree with that, mate. Aye. The next one, boys, is I think this was split.
Billy keep him.
Right.
No, mate. I'm listen. No, you're all right, mate. I wouldn't keep the boy Sands either, mate, and for a number of reasons as well, mate. We don't know. He's no stamped down what position he wants to play. Is he want to play on the left-hand side of the defence? Is he want to play it right back, or is his preferred position in the middle of the park where he was meant to play in there? And also, when you think about it as well, when you look at the squad rotation scenario, we've got, if we wanted to play him at right back there, well, you've got the young laddie coming in pushing Tavon, so you couldn't really say he's going to get a game in there at left back. At right back, and then the centre half scenario, there's an outside chance he could maybe get in there if somebody took a knock. But you look into what we've got in the midfield at the moment, he's not going to get a game in the midfield, mate. So unfortunately for the lad, it's just I don't think it's happened for him at Rangers, mate. But for me, mate, no, I would let the laddie go in the summertime, mate.
That's fair. Listen, can I just say I'd like to hear some of the listeners out there. You can join us in 0141 356 1972. I'd love to hear your opinion on this debate. We've got a few other players to discuss. I'd love to hear your opinions on who we should keep, who we should let go. And the next one's Ryan Jack.
Who's next up? Who's next
Ryan.
up on the guillotine? Jack. Ryan Jack.
The guillotine, aye.
No,
Jack,
I'm going to keep
Ryan Jack.
No.
And why?
No. So he's not fit enough, mate. We can't get enough games out of him. And he's a bit dull-headed now. Some of the games, so some of the things I've seen him doing in the last few games he's been playing is bordering on insanity. You know what I mean? He's tackling Kamara there on Saturday, the Celtic game. Clear the ball, doesn't he clear the ball? He did it. Nah, that's not good enough, mate. That's just nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. But the biggest problem we'll go with Jack is his body's no fit enough anymore.
Billy?
I'm going to give Ryan Jack's cut him some slack here, and the only reason I'm going to cut him some slack is to see if he can prove his fitness. If he can prove his fitness...
Get some glue and put your feedback on up.
No prisoners, old bear, no prisoners, buddy. No, I'm going, as I said, I'll cut Ryan Jack some slack, mate. If he can prove his fitness until the end of the season, I would give him a 1 year deal or something like that, mate. Because we can't stamp our colours to the mast, with Ryan Jack. And listen, we're no doubting the boy's football ability, because that's no in question. We know how good a footballer Ryan Jack is when he's fit and he's healthy, mate. It's just that he's unlucky with his injuries. But I would, if he can stay fit to the end of the season and he can go in a rich vein of form, mate, and stamp himself in the team over the next 6 months, mate, or whatever the case may be to the end of the season, then I would consider giving him an extension on his contract, mate.
I'm going to buy you a full stop for your Christmas, by the way.
What's that, mate?
I'm going to buy you a full stop for your Christmas.
Full stop. That's what Ox says, and all right enough.
Listen, I have to agree with Billy on this, Albert. The reason I say that, and I've said it on the show before, I think Ryan Jack's 30, right? So I don't think he's one of these players. I know he's injury prone and he's had a lot of bad injuries in the last couple of seasons. But if we're going to continue to bring in guys like Cantwell, like Raskin, who are still learning what it is to pull on your jersey and have that badge on your chest, I do still think, like the guys, we use Davis for this sort of thing, good professionals about your changing room who know the club inside out, how you're supposed to behave inside Ibrox, at training, etc., etc. I think guys like Ryan Jack are invaluable. And if we can get 20-25 games at my season, Albert, I think, and I'm agreeing with yourself as well, Billy, if he can prove his fitness to the end of the season, I think and on reduced terms, by the way, I think there's a place for guys like Ryan Jack. That's just my opinion on it, guys.
I would agree with you there as well, mate, because what he does, they're bang on there, mate, with his professionalism, running about the club, and you do need that, especially at Rangers. The last thing we want is to basically rip the team apart with no proper Rangers men in the team there to teach the players that they come in what the club's all about and what we stand for and what it means to the supporters. You know what I mean? The fan base worldwide. So that's, and plus the professionalism of Ryan Jack as well, Port, is certainly no in question, mate, regarding running about the place really, how he looks after himself, how he keeps himself right, how he eats, you know what I mean? How he trains, how he tries to, you know what I mean, run about the club, you know what I mean, with different players, mate. So that's, in my opinion as well, mate, that's invaluable. Full stop, Albert.
It's a luxury we can't afford, mate. That's my opinion. We just can't afford it. It's all right saying they're this, that, and the next thing. It's the resources. You've got to think is we're in a budget here. We've got to box within our constraints, and we can't get sentimental about it. It's all right saying he's good around the dressing room, but it's not enough. It's not going to be enough influence on the park, and that's what it counts on the park. I'm interested in people that perform on the park. That's their job now. Remember, fundamentally, their job is to go in that park and win games for Rangers. And you can't do that if you're sitting up in the stand with a Stookie or whatever he's got on, and then get in and say to the guys, "Now, come on, guys, you need to hurry up, and you need to do this or you need to do that." That's not what he's paid to do. He's paid to go in the park and influence a game. And if he's not fit to do it, he's not fit to do it. We can't afford sentimentality, guys. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm outvoted 2-1. I'll do me. I'm into you now.
The next one, the next one, guys, is Scotty Arfield. I'm going to go to Albert first.
No, too old. And I know the same reason that you're going to keep Ryan Jack is the same reason you'll probably keep Scotty Arfield. He's a good impact substitute, but he's too old. He's too old now. You've got to start cleaning house, guys. It's just the way it's got to be. You've got to take the scalpel out and start cutting it away, and it can making room for new blood and making room for new ideas. It's just a fact of life. We can't keep running circles like this. So no for me. Too old. Has to go.
Billy?
Well, Albert, I'm going to agree with you on this one, mate. I like Scott. I like Scotty Arfield, mate. I like what he's done for Rangers, mate. But I think on as well, it's down to the same type scenario with the thinking behind the Sands position. Obviously, there's a wee difference in there because you know where Scotty Arfield's preferred position is. But due to the players we have got, we spoke about it earlier on, mate, being tap heavy, possibly in our forward thinking players, mate. Then for that reason, I wouldn't give Scotty a new contract. But listen, if we don't give him a new contract, mate, I would certainly wish Scotty Arfield all the best. And listen, my son was probably through in his room shaking his head now, listening to me on the thing, because my son loves Scotty Arfield. So like, David, what you talking about? But
I love Scotty Arfield, but his time's up.
Aye, as I said, mate, that's my thinking behind it. It's no a knock on Scotty's character or what he brings to the football club, mate. It's just for the sole purpose that we've got plenty of players in that position, and in that area. So I wouldn't give Scott a new contract, Port, I'm afraid, mate.
No, that's fair. I have to agree with 2 years. I think he's just a couple of year older than Jack. I think when he's been given a chance to start games, I think he's, you don't really see him, do you? He's not got the same impact as he has when he comes off the bench. Aye, professionalism, I like that. But there is a position for so many players in your squad that can, create that professionalism and what it's like to be at Rangers. You don't need, I'm not saying you need 4 and 5. I'm talking about you need 2 or 3 about the team that influence the young players and the new players coming in. So I agree with 2 years on that.
What you're talking about, Paul, if you're keeping these players like that, it's expensive cheerleaders. That's all you're getting. You're creating expensive cheerleaders. It's pointless.
The money can be used elsewhere, mate. Yep, I agree
definitely.
with you. I agree with you, 100%. Right, next one, Alan McGregor.
No, too old.
No for me either, Port.
Yeah, I agree with these guys. I think it's time to find a new hero, a new number one. I think we're absolutely crying out for a new number one. No disrespect to John McLaughlin or the boy McCrory. I think if McCrory was good enough, he'd have been given a chance well before now, because I think the form that McGregor and McLaughlin have shown, I think Colin Stewart would have certainly been nipping Gio's ear and Michael Beale's ear to say, hey, when we giving this lad a shot? I know he signed that extension, But I think that was to protect the investment. I thought at the time maybe in January maybe a loan deal would have done him good. Somewhere down south, not in Scotland, somewhere down south where he could go and play week in, week out, so we can get a proper look at him. But I think come the summer, priority number one for me would be a new goalkeeper, mate.
I would go actually further than that and say, mate, not just one. I would be looking for two, Port. I don't know what you think, Albert, yourself. I'd be looking for two goalkeepers in that position.
As I say, McCorry, I can't pass comment on the boy, but I said what Port said ages ago. He can't be much of a keeper if he can't break into the I know he's injured now. I know don't take the rest to heart. But before he's injured, they two were still playing the way they were playing, and he can't break into the team when they're playing like that. There is something definitely not right there. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if he was all that, and he thought he was all that, he'd be kicking Bill's door down and saying, look, I want a game here. You want to play? I want to be considered for the number one jersey. Because look at the state they two are in. Especially McGregor, we all thought was retiring last year with the Scottish Cup final gesture. And then he wants to play again. And then you've got McLaughlin up at Parkhead. I mean, that in itself finished on my eyes, McLaughlin, because you can't play that bad up in that midden. It's just not on. It's not allowed. So if McCorry should be looked at that and get in and saying these things to him, if McCorry himself thinks he's the keeper, it should be Rangers number one, you've got to go in and take the position. Nobody's going to give it. You've got to go in and take it. So he's not done it. So, we're not going to do it. We'll go and get somebody who will do it.
Next one will be Phil Hollander, boys.
No. No. Injury prone, mate, again. I'm no paying. Yep. I'm saying I'm no paying. Well, I'm no paying as part of the Rangers support. I'm no paying for a player that can't play. It's pointless. I'm sympathising with his injury, and if he's within his contract and he's injured, fine. I've not got a problem paying his wages and keeping him going. But as soon as it comes up for renewal and he's still no kicked a ball, and is that a year? Time to go. Sorry, guys. Time to go. I like Big Phil as well.
We don't doubt his ability, do we? Albert, Billy, we don't do not doubt his ability.
No.
I thought
none of the players that we've spoken about, I've not got any grievance with their ability, none whatsoever. Yeah. They're just too old or injury prone. No good.
Billy?
Sorry, guys.
No, I wouldn't give him a contract here, unfortunately, Big Phil. I like him too. I like his football intelligence, mate. He's no blessed with blistering pace for a centre half type thing, but he gets himself out of jail a lot of times when he just with his football brain and how he reads the game. But he's been super unlucky with that injury he's got. Listen, if in the perfect scenario, if he had to, what age is he? Big Phil, is he 29? I think he's 29 or something, Port.
He's not that old,
I think he's 29. Listen, I may be backtracking a wee bit here as well, but obviously he's out injured now. So if he's out injured now, when is he going to come back? When is he got a chance of kicking a ball in a blue jersey again? Is that going to be in the summertime? When he's out of contract? So I mean, what merits him to get it? What merits him to get a new contract? Is he going to come back and get up to speed right away and then push Ben Davies out of that position? On the current form now, you're going to say no, aren't you? So it's a tricky one, that one, Port. So I know I said no, mate, but I'm going to sit in the fence. I don't know, mate. I do not know. I'd like to see how that one unravels first, mate, regarding him, how he's going to come back and whatnot, and before I would answer that question, mate. So
I'll tell you one thing, mate. I wouldn't like to be on that gallows with you when your hand's on that lever. Oh, you're going to chop my head off, you know. Well, hold on, I'm thinking about it for a wee while.
Brilliant. Full stop.
That is screaming. Get that there on the phone so I fart on. Give me somebody just to flick a switch.
Hold on, I'm sorting the fuse and the plug.
Right, the next guy is one of my all-time favourites. All-time favourite Rangers players. Sir Stephen Davis. Is it time
Me
to
again?
cut ties, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, on you go, Bert.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing to do with his ability, nothing to do with the guy. Perfect gentleman, excellent ambassador for Rangers, cracking football player. Time's up. Time has caught him, and plus he's got that bad injury now. I'm not saying he can't come back for that and carry on his career somewhere else, but no for Rangers. Done. Gone.
Billy?
No, I wouldn't, mate. I'm same as Albert, mate. Obviously he's had that injury now, and he's at that age now, mate, as well. He said he's obviously his best years are behind him. I mean, he's the most capped football player in British football history, mate. We know how good he's been for Glasgow Rangers. If they were to offer him something, mate, I'd like to see him getting some kind of role to be in and about the club, in some kind of, I don't know, and maybe if it's maybe knowing some kind of coaching role or something like that, or at Howie in some manner that way, mate. I'm sure there must be a job. If he's, I don't know, maybe Stevens, I don't know if he's thinking about going to get his coaching badges and what. No, we don't know. But I'd like to, football wise, no, I wouldn't give him a new contract. But certainly, I'd like to hear a guy like that run about the club just for his expertise type thing and his professionalism, run about the young players and whatnot, and to help bring and coach the young players on type thing. So I'd like to see him in a role similar to that. But football wise, no, mate. Unfortunately.
So when you look at that, in regards to Sands, Jack, Arfield, McGregor, Hollander, Davies, that's some decent wages to free up guys to give Michael Beale, a good summer to already add to what maybe the board are interested in, in giving him. Billy, can I ask you first, what would be your first 5 priority signings in the squad?
Right now, as it sits just now, have you were saying right who you want to bring in?
So if they guys go, right, and then wages are freed up, right, Sands, Jack, Arfield, McGregor, Hollander, Davies, in priority, who would you like, what positions would you like to see filled?
I would go right up through the spine of the team, mate. I would do 2 goalkeepers, another centre half, a centre midfield player, and I would take another centre forward.
And have you got any at the top of your head that stick out that you can think on?
You could say anybody, but the ones that we're going to go for are not going to be known. So because of the money situation. So you could turn around and say the wee guy at Chelsea, is it Cantor? I mean, quality player, quality midfield player. Not getting a game. Yeah. Get him. But he's on about $70,000 a week or something. Stuff like that. No, I mean, you could pick players or the well-known players, no players that everybody knows, but the players that we are going to get probably don't. Look, Raskin, we don't really know. Cantwell, everybody forgot about. Tillman, nobody knew about. So we're talking about that player. So we could speculate all day long. We're never going to get it right.
But Bill, you're going through the spine of the team and 2 goalkeepers, centre half.
Middle of the park, mate, and another striker, mate, aye. I mean, all the great... Sorry, Port, on you go, mate. Sorry, mate. No, on you go, buddy, you're fine, mate.
Goalkeeper, centre half, upgrading Jack, and Jack's away, upgrading Lundstrom, 2 quality holding midfielders, 2 quality ones, no kiddie-on ones, and a centre forward.
So, that's probably where I'm sitting.
That's all right, it's the same as Billy, right up the centre.
Aye. Can I ask you a wee question, guys, on John Lundstrom? I've noticed a lot of, negative stuff in regards to John Lundstrom. His form this season. Is this guy still a guy that we can have as your midfield general? I remember the form of during the European run. if John Lundstram can get back to that form under a new pre-season, injury-free, is he a guy, guys, we can still rely on to be our midfield general?
No. That's my opinion on it. No. He's no get the ability to play the position we're trying to play him in. He's all right in it, but he's not the quality that I'm looking for. There's better quality players to play that position out there, even the unknown ones. You'll pick up somebody better playing that position than Lundstram. Just watch how many times he misjudges a ball, especially one bouncing or one coming out. He misjudges it all the time, and he sells himself getting into tackles that he's no chance of getting near. He doesn't even try to make a tackle. He just goes towards it. Balls run about him too easy. He's a defensive midfielder, supposed to be, who can't really play defence. Same as Kamara and Jack. Jack sometimes does it, but Kamara's bad at it, selling himself into a situation that he can't win. So no, I think going forward we need better quality than Lundstram.
Fair comment, Billy. John Lundstram.
I'm going to go against you, Albert, with Lundstram. Obviously his form's been out of sorts so far, but I thought when we seen John Lundstram against the Celtic there at Ibrox, mate, I thought John Lundstram was really good in that area of the park, mate, and I think that's what John Lundstram brings to the table, mate. And he was regarding, I mean, it's all right saying there he was sitting and playing in that holding role and that as well, mate, which is possibly true, but he was breaking the lines as well, mate. And he was in the box as well, and he scored in Germany and all, mate. And you can see, that's only a couple of goals he's scored, mate. But the frustrating thing is with John Lundstram is his consistency, in my opinion, mate. If he can go on a run, I think there's definitely a place for John Lundstram in the Rangers midfield. And listen, he likes a tackle and all, mate, and he puts himself about, mate. And in games as well, mate, I thought we were getting bullied a lot in different positions over the park, mate. And we need, sometimes you need a steely midfielder like that, like a John Lundstram in there, mate, just to be like work as a minder type thing for the rest of the players, you know what I mean? Well, is that right? You've got to leave one on him. Well, I'm leaving one back on you, you know what I mean? I think they things in teams are invaluable, mate. So I like John Lundstram, mate. So I would definitely have him in my pool for next season as well, mate. Definitely.
That's what it's all about. Right, boys, the enigma, the boy that I love. I've loved him from the day we signed him. I've got a lot of stick for, praising him. For Oxford especially. Yanis Hadji, guys. Where does he fit into Rangers? I know we've just signed him on an extended contract, but we know we're top heavy in that forward, behind the striker line. Where does Yanis Hadji fit in, and does he have a future at Rangers, Billy?
Definitely, mate. I know Ox is. Well, I wouldn't say he doesn't rate him. He thinks we could get better type thing along the lines, mate. We can't read the big man's mind. But I would definitely, I would like Hadji to kick on again, mate. He's maybe not blessed with an abundance of pace for talking to the likes of Sakala type thing. But he's got a fit brain and all, mate, and he can pick a pass as well. And he's no fear to hear a wee pot in front of goal. Plus, he's been out for a long time with that knee operation, mate, and whatever Rangers have helped him along the way through his rehab and whatnot. So he's obviously, the boys came back fit and strong, and he's worked hard to get back to where he is, mate. Regarding where he could play, you're talking down, I would imagine so, if we're got to still play this 4-2-3-1, he'll be the guy down the right-hand side in that 3, mate. So it'll be a healthy competition if you've got, like, say, for talking sake, a Tom Lawrence there. Sorry, a Tom Lawrence. An Innes, Hadji down the right-hand side. And then, for talking sake, Tillman in that role as well, mate. Or you could, the laddie Cantwell in that role as well, mate. So you've got a healthy competition there for places, mate. So I think if I was going to play Hadji, that would be he'd be in that 3, mate. Or possibly, listen as well, if he wanted to play a 4-3-3, he could play wide on the right in the front 3, mate. So there's an option to go that way as well. Excuse me. But I like the laddie Hadji, mate, and I would definitely have him in my team because I like what he brings to the team, mate. He's a clever player.
Albert, Yanis Hadji, mate.
Revenue stream, mate. That's what he's there for. Get him fit, he'll be off, make his money. In fact, he's not the only one. Sakala, Hadji, Lundstrom, Barisic, Kamara, and Ivan. They're revenue streams, mate. They're there to be sold and money brought in and upgrade the team. That's what they're for. That's my eyes. That's what they're for. Hadji's just one of them.
Yep. So
he'll not be a mainstay of Rangers, but he'll draw us in some money.
It makes a fair bit of money, doesn't he? Doing about that model, the Pepsi and the Brill cream and all that.
Oh, I mean, Galatasaray, they're desperate to get hold of him, aren't they?
I think what we've got to be careful as well. Oh, sorry, Port. I think what we've got to be careful as well is we don't want to, as I said, Dalbert, we need to be careful that we don't rip our team to shreds and then just do a complete.
We've waited. I'll tell you, we're 5 years too late. We're 5 years behind schedule with this carry on. We've let it go too long, especially after we win the title. As soon as we win the title, we started regenerating the team then, the squad then. But we didn't. We let it go. We let it go. And we're in this situation. Now, what I'm saying is radical. I don't think for a minute I'm thinking, according to me, you get rid of everybody in the team. But it's not like that. If you listen to what I'm trying to say is, there are certain players that need to go and they need to go now. Now, we through all the ones that are out of contract. There's one you might keep and the rest you don't. Now you're looking at how we're going to generate money if we want to put money back into the team. Well, we're going to start doing it with player sales. Now, with Kent Morelos, if we're going to get money for they two, that took care of that side of it. But we're not getting money for they two. So what we need to do is look at Sakala, Hadji, Lundstrom and Barisic, Kamara. They're sellable assets. Now, we're going to get how much money we're going to get for all them. We'll get rid of them now. Hadji, you'll not get rid of now because he needs to prove his fitness. But the rest of them, you can get rid of and generate money to upgrade the team. We need to upgrade the team. Plus, we need to promote some of the boys into the squad as well. It's time these boys started stepping forward. They've been in that B team too long and mincing about in there. It's time they've developed. Look at Tillman, for example, a mature boy. Look at the wee boy Raskin, mature boy. You need to start pulling these guys up. Wright's the other one I was thinking about. He needs to go and all. Oh, they're all generating money for us. So it's radical, I know, but it has to be done.
So
my reason is, sorry mate, on you go, mate.
What do next year, Albert, we're playing 5-a-sides, are we joining the
By the way, look at the skeleton of the team that I'm leaving. It's a decent team we're leaving. Yeah. You're leaving Golson, Tavernier, if we have to, Tavernier, Golson and Davis. And then you're looking at sort of back up to them and one more centre half coming in. The midfield you're looking at, you've got Cantwell, Raskin, Lawrence, Hadji, who else? Tillman in the midfield with two whole midfielders to be brought in, quality midfielders, no whole ones to be brought in to back them up. And up front you've got Ruth, Cholak to start with. That's the start. Then you've got Lowry. I mean, that's a good basis of a good team. No, you just need to fill the gaps in. But you need money to fill the gaps in.
And like you touched on, as you said, mate, after we won that league, we rested from our laurels, didn't we? And we thought...
We did.
Aye, and it should have been done then. I totally agree with you, Billy.
Aye, mate, of course, but that's... I mean, we can try and correct the mistakes of the past. But what I'm thinking about as well, I mean, I don't know. I think the last time I looked, we had something like 32 players in our squad, the Rangers squad, mate. Now, when we take the players out of the team who we've spoke about tonight, plus other ones in there, like it's still not even been quoted type thing. We'll be lucky if we have 2 starting 11s. So we need to be careful. That's what I mean, Old Bear. We need to be careful that we don't just rip the heart out of everything and leave ourselves short. Because if we're going to, are we talking about bringing in 6, 8, 10 players in the summer to match what we're going? Because we can't leave ourselves light. Because if we leave ourselves too light in there, then we're not going to hear enough, and we're back to square one again.
4. I think you're bringing in 4.
Well,
4 quality players. That's what you're needing. Maybe 5.
Yeah,
maybe 5.
That would do, mate. That would do. You know what I mean? It's just that I didn't want to go down the same road as we've already been doing this season, when we had players out injured and we've got nobody to come in to cover for the players. Because look at the state, look at the problems it caused at the start of the season, mate. So I think, I mean, 85% of the players we agreed on, mate. But I think we've got to be clever as well and watch what we're doing here and just take a complete red out.
Choice, mate. That's the problem. I don't think we've any choice. I think the choice is done for us. It's we're mincing about. And we're going to go through another season and not quite getting there, in another season and not quite. In the meantime, that mob across the road are just winning trophy after trophy. And you're gonna, when are we actually going to put a sustained challenge up for a few years here? And let's all start getting putting our foot down. It just seems to be we're always falling short, and we're always falling short because we're mincing about. Stop mincing about and cut the dead wood away. Let's go on with this. Let's start building a team. And if Beale gets his way, that's what he'll be shouting. We can't do it any longer, mate. Trust me, we can't. Players that don't want to be here, don't be here. Players that are too old, get ready. Players that are always injured, when they're coming to the end of the contract, get ready. Let's move on. Let's do it now, because we can't wait another year and another year and another year. I'm fed up with it. I want it done now. And it's got to be done. Do it now. Sorry, mate, that's my last word on the subject.
Well said,
full stop.
Full stop, mate, aye.
So, I agree, Albert. It's time for new heroes. You know, no more time for sentiment. If we're going to keep falling, further and further behind, I want this team to start dominating Scottish football again. But I must say, guys, it's been a great debate tonight. I have to thank yourself, Albert, and Billy, and my caller, Alistair, first time call. Well done, Alistair. Can I thank Old School Blue and Fox for doing the technicals behind the scenes, for the Facebook guys, YouTube, Twitter. I'm going to give a wee special shout out to Elsie Woods, who I had the pleasure of meeting today. Thanks for listening, Elsie, and good night, everybody.
Night, mate.
Night, troops.
They come from all of Glasgow, they come from near and far. They come from every Highland glen, from here to Lochnacar. They sail from near old Belfast to the bonny banks of Clyde. They gather round to Timeless Park and loudly sing with pride. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue of Ibrox, I the Scotland's very best. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch a friend, I set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue of Ibrox, I the Scotland's very best. There's Richie Shearer, Robin, John Gregg, McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I've set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue, the Bible side of Scotland's very best. Shearer, Probin, John Craig, McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing the chant. Oh yes, R-A-N-G-E-N-R-S. In case you didn't catch it, Glenda said you mind the best. Oh yes, R-A-N-G-E-N-R-S. They're the boys in blue, the vibrant side of Scotland's very best. They're the boys in